Hello, once again, back to the Power Ranger vlog. As we do episode 2. As you can also see, he's here again, but he does not want to show up for the camera. Ironically, he only show up for food. Well, yeah, this time we're introduced to our Green Ranger, who is a farm boy who likes to fence.
I call him the Fencing Ranger.
Ha ha ha. They all got swords, so it doesn't matter. And yet, somehow, his dog managed to leave the farm, ran over a hill to find the monster from before, the Oni. And yet, this guy's risking his life for his dog. Unless the dog owed him a favor or something, there's no other way to save the dog from that thing.
Yeah. Another thing. What the hell are their metals made out of?
Yeah, I want to know, what the hell is all the metal on this planet made out of? Because it can block an electric sword and deflect it. I want to know. It wasn't even a sword at the time. It was just like a pipe or a bar, a piece of metal. It was able to block a sword and deflect electricity without shocking him. And yet, the funny part, when the pole got deflected, it hit a rock, which ironically was holding the green crystal for him to turn to a ranger. And when he tried to pull the pipe out, or bar, whatever, it morphed into a sword, so you don't even have to touch the freaking crystal to get the power. You just gotta be close by it.
Yeah, or touch something that's touching it.
And yet he was able to beat him with the sword, with a new sword he acquired. And also, just before he got the crystal power, he was wearing all white, so it could have, yeah, I know it's a fencing uniform, but still, he was wearing all white. And then as soon as he gets the crystal, he is in a green style clothing. I mean, he's wearing some green. He's riding on a green bike and he had a green coat. I'm like, okay, so what? Getting the ranger power is like some psychological mind control saying, you must wear this color. You must wear this color.
You forgot the green owner's manual.
Doesn't make a difference. Still, I'm just thinking, you must wear the color. You must wear the color. Oh, let's see if I got polka dots. What? What if I got the polka? If they give me a polka dot color, that means you gotta wear polka dots? I'm just saying. Okay, yeah. He then starts traveling down on his moped, Vespa, scooter island.
Whatever the heck it is.
Yeah, and somehow it breaks down, and he luckily runs into the red and pink ranger, which it's like, what are the bloody odds? And somehow they had to extend the scene a little bit more with a car accident with a man trapped in a car, trapped on top of a car, which leads to me to question one thing. Based on how it could have been trapped, was he in the car or was the car on top of him?
Yeah. Don't forget the use your Dino power cliche.
Oh yeah. Okay. They all were trying to lift the car up because they were timed because gas was leaking, and at the same time I said Dino powers activate, and as soon as I said that,
all the crystals started
responding, and they flipped the car into the air,
and it blew up.
Which I'm thinking, okay, I'm pretty sure the woman would be freaking out of what's going on. And some policemen would need to know what the hell happened if a car just exploded. Also, the funniness, what are you gonna say? What is that woman gonna say to her insurance company? My car exploded because 3 close to adults flipped it into the air. The insurance company will not cover that.
I'm pretty sure they'll be like, no, it's an act of a higher power.
Okay, they make it back to the museum to try to understand what's going on, which, what kind of museum person would know what's going on with gem-like crystals give you power? And yet they find a giant T-Rex model head, and our Red Ranger wants to joke around with it and want to be having a photo of him in it. Which, as soon as they're ready, he falls into its mouth, leading to a
command center.
Which I was like, please don't be a secret lab. You're hurting all the cliches already. And yet they did. And somehow Fu Man T is alive. I want to know, how long do they live? What is their life expectancy? If you can survive a meteor crash, all the dinosaurs being killed off, the Ice Age, the evolution of man, plagues, diseases, and all that stuff.
He must have one hell of
How do you
an
survive
immune
all
system.
that stuff? Wars, everything. Just to gather up crystals.
I have no idea, man.
And yet, the Pink Ranger's boss is helping them out, playing the role as the Alpha character. I know, the assistant character. I just call it Alpha because I watched the original Power Rangers when my young self, and there was always Zordon and Alpha. We always had the leader and his assistant. We have Fu Manti and her boss as that.
Yeah.
And somehow, we didn't even get to see that the Black Ranger and the Blue Ranger was chosen.
They were just like, oh, you finally made it.
Yeah, it's just like, why? And also, yeah, it's kind of feeling weird that I was always seeing that the Blue Ranger was always the brains of the group. Now he's the complete muscle-bound one.
Yeah. And he was worried about the waitress being a ranger because he wouldn't be able to get burgers.
Well, at least he's worrying about his stomach. I'm pretty sure the Black Ranger would have been hitting on her a few times.
Maybe.
Well, anyway, yeah. Their crystals got to be recharged every time before they could use their powers, which I find like, okay, so they got a power, their ranger system, and it's running on batteries, basically.
Yeah.
And yet somehow the Red Ranger had to sit out because I'm taking a guess his battery wasn't fully charged, but the Pink Ranger's was, and she used the exact same power as he did, unless you count summoning a dinosaur and drains more.
Maybe.
Yeah, well, they all went to explore a giant volcano erupting with the T-Rex going crazy.
H.
He decides to go into where the monsters are attacking the city, just freezing everything. And we don't even know what's going on. And at the same time, for one time I'm surprised, I seen the minion villains, you know, those punching bag characters that you see before you fight the big guy.
The grunts.
Yeah, they all fused together to make one giant monster.
Well, they made two.
Well, two monsters. Doesn't make a difference. We only seen one get killed. Form into a giant monster destroying the place. I'm thinking, that is something you do not see every day.
Yeah.
Even in Ranger terms.
Yeah.
Which I do find funny, before they did the fight, that the Pink Ranger was the only one there acting like a normal person. How would you respond if you were given a power to fight monsters? Would you be questionable at first? Or would you just go gun-ho? I will question everything at first before I think I'm doing anything.
Gun-ho!
Yeah, he's gun-ho. I'm questionable.
Save the world!
Oh crap, you'll blow it up. You can give me that quiet look all you want. You know it's true.
Me and Rexy will.
Okay. Yeah, the Red Ranger shows up, knows how to use his freaking crystal to turn into the Red Ranger and summon his T-Rex to help. And has T-Rex to fight it. And throughout the whole time, my friend here kept getting annoyed because he called the T-Rex Rexy. Since he always loves the Power Ranger T-Rexes, feeling this one having a name, it irked him. And yet when the others show up out of nowhere, so that volcano thing was not that really important, I'm pretty sure I'll be freaking out if a volcano's erupting!
It was only erupting because of Rexy.
But still, a volcano was erupting! What's more worse? Oh, okay, you have a volcano erupting on one side, monsters attacking the city on the other. I'm pretty sure half the freaking city just left! So yeah, they were all fighting the monsters, and I still know that they will use stock footage. He keeps saying that this is not stock footage. This is actual footage of they shown in America. But they were in the middle of a city area. They all jumped into a scrapyard, where in the Japanese version, their first fight was a scrapyard. What? I know, I'm looking at the camera.
Yeah, make eye contact with the camera. Don't make eye contact with me.
I'm proving that they're still using stock footage. They just know how to dub it better. What else? Oh yeah, I will admit that was kind of cool what the T-Rex did. Literally just circling around the monster's neck using its teeth and then doing that jump. But the finisher move was basically he just jumps in the T-Rex mouth and shoots himself out like a cannon.
Yeah. How much abuse will that frostbitten monster take?
Yeah, first he gets flinged, now he gets shot at. What's next? Shish kebab? Maybe.
We can only hope.
Yeah, we gotta keep. It has to at least be something worse, but it has to at least still be kid appropriate for that guy. Or he could have been dead, we don't know.
Or he might become one of them giant monsters again.
Yeah, good point. We haven't seen the giant monster fights yet, so we're not
Yeah. I want to see their Megazord.
Oh yeah, their morphingness. I mean, when they morph, it was funny that the Pink Ranger couldn't morph. Yeah, for some funny reason, the Red Ranger known how, and yet he basically had the same time she had. So I'm thinking, I guess, that the Pink Ranger is going to be the butt of the jokes for all this.
Yeah, I have a theory about that though.
What?
Maybe hang out with Fu Man E.T. and talking to his dinosaur. Told him, "This is what you do."
Well, we didn't get to see it, so I'm not going. So I'm just going to go with she's just becoming the butt of the jokes now. What else? Oh yeah, they get all back to be all happy that they defeated him, and yet the Fu Man's just basically saying, "He is back. We have to collect the other 6 crystals." Yeah, I know. They said there's 5 more, but there was a grand total of 11. He said it himself, 11 crystals.
Yep.
And at the same time, I was right that basically all the monsters are going to be fighting are the bounty hunter's bounty that he captured.
Yeah.
So I was right on that one. For what I can say, besides pointing out some of the cliches, if you're growing up on Power Rangers, that you can see them a mile a minute. I'm considered a grown adult, and besides he's humming the song, I will more likely buy Power Ranger toys again. I won't buy the gun, the sword, because it looks cool. I'm not gonna lie, I am a grown adult still playing with children's toys for that one. It's better to admit than being in denial. How I feel about this episode? Yeah, it is great. I love it. Sorry if I'm repeating myself. I'm just going with whatever I have. I just seen the episode not even that long, so I'm just going with everything in my memory.
The only thing I have to say is the famous meme that I saw on Facebook. I thought we were morphing together.
How many times did actually a Power Ranger morph together? Tell me.
Most of the time?
Yeah, but they always morph separately. Oh yeah, I forgot. One more thing. I completely skipped by this, but me and him was discussing about this when I made the complaint. They were told not to tell anyone that they're Rangers, which I think originally I thought it was because of the fact of the fearing that the enemy may have hurt the ones they care about. But then again, I remember from the original one that freaking Rita Repulsa had a telescope staring at them. For God's sake, she could have been staring at one of them in the shower. She knows, the villains know who the hell they are if they have the crystal. And the monsters see what they look like before they morph. So what's wrong with telling people that you're a Ranger? At least they see you, they know, get the hell out of here. There's a big fight going on. He's just saying they need to protect everyone they care about. All we know are one lives in the country and the other one's missing of their parents. We don't know about the other 3. So there's nothing wrong about explaining to the world, I'm a Ranger. If you see a monster and you see me about to fight it, get the hell out of here. Any response to that?
I'm still going with the idea it's like, do not tell anyone. We do not need you them saying, hey, Ranger, Ranger.
Or another joke they could do is more if they don't want to be blamed for the bill for all the destroyed buildings. That could also be another excuse. They don't want to be fined for all those property damage.
Yeah.
Then again, now the thought is,
who the hell pays to rebuild these buildings?
yeah, for how many times we see buildings destroyed in all the Power Rangers series, we never see who rebuilds them. And it always rebuilds them like by the time of the next episode.
Yeah. It's weird. It's like, okay, where are you hiding these giant mechanical beasts at?
Wait, Beast? I would be more questioning, where are you getting the time to put up another building within that short amount of time? What, they're all made from Legos, or
I don't know, but
building in a can where you just open it up and a building pours out?
I don't know. I'd just like to know where the hell they're hiding their Zords.
I'm gonna go with the underground theory. Well, anyway, sorry for the tangent offness of all that. Stay tuned for episode 3 and how we feel. Till then, bye.